trustee. And tonight we're going to be discussing Bensenville's Youth Coalition and their initiative Be Well, Bensenville Walkathon and Family Fest. Joining us to help do that is Bob Flood, our Special Events and Hospitality Manager, and Jill Rodriguez, the Library Director. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So another hat that I wear here in the village is that I am the president of the Bensenville Youth Coalition. And is designated by any leader, the best thing you can do is to use your fellow people on the coalition to work with you and help you. So I've got two of our hardest workers from our youth coalition with us tonight to help talk a little bit more about our Be Well Bensenville Walkathon and Family Fest. But before we do that, I was going to ask Jill to give us a little bit of background on the Youth Services Coalition here in Bensenville.
I'm happy to do that, Joellen. And just as you wear many hats, I wear a lot of hats in the community as well. And one of the pleasures and privileges I've had an opportunity to do as the library director all these years is work with the Bensenville Youth Services Coalition, which actually prior to that was called the Bensenville Youth Commission. Predates me, and I've been here for decades, as we know. So this has always been an intergovernmental organization. Around the table are representatives from the taxing bodies, the community at large, police department. We've had church representatives, business representatives, and most recently, and so our mission and our goal is to improve the quality of life for kids in the community. We've done that in a variety of ways in the last 30, 40 years, but most recently we've tried to sort of refocus our energies and become really relevant to the community and take on a particular initiative. And while we have lots of services we provide, the Green Teen Zone and other opportunities for kids, being healthy both mentally and physically is key to their growth and development. So that's where we decided to take on the Be Well initiative.
So Bob, why don't you tell us a little bit about specifically what we're going to be doing with the Be Well initiative?
You know, the initiative itself, like Jill had said, we're focusing on health with the families. A healthy lifestyle is not something that is 9 to 5. It's not something that needs to take a day off, even though we're all probably guilty of doing so once in a while. But what it also, with the Be Well initiative, it involves resources that are available within the village. You know, trying to use those resources and activities available in the community to help people, you know, follow a more healthy lifestyle. So what we're trying to do here is get people involved as far as, you know, obviously walking and getting involved with some of the activities we'll get into in a bit, but it stretches across, you know, north, south, east, west, and even extends beyond the town with some of the folks that are involved, the Elmhurst School District, things like that. So we just want to provide the best opportunities to help people live the healthiest lives they can live.
Let's talk a little bit about who's going to be involved in this Be Well initiative.
Well, the first thing that's going to happen is this progressive walkathon, and this can involve anyone who wants to get out there. We're going to start at the Park District facility at the Tiny Tot Center, and we're going to take a little walk on that Saturday morning, September 13th. We're going to start at 10, and then we're going to walk to the library, and then we're going to walk to Tioga School and the fire station and end up at Redmond. And people will have opportunities to join in at any point. So if they want to walk 2.7 miles or they want to walk 0.8 miles, they can be part of the walkathon, get their free t-shirt as the group joins. And then when we get to Redmond, we have the whole showcase of events, which I'm going to let you talk about, Bob.
Well, you know, and like you said, it begins, it's progressive. So those who can't do the whole walk, those who might have something scheduled, can always join in at later dates. Ultimately, it will end up at Redmond for sure, where we're just kind of hoping to showcase many different things. In addition to what we have at Redmond, we'll have tables set up from different vendors, things of that nature.
And what time does the walkathon kick off at?
The walkathon kicks off at 10 a.m. at Tiny Tot School in the Park District Leisure Center parking lot. The Girl Scouts are helping us. Girl Scout troop's going to be there, and they're going to hand out the t-shirts and then walk progressively along so folks can join in, as we said before, at the library, at Tioga School, at the fire station. And those times will be outlined, and people will have a chance to see what time if they just want to walk to Tioga. And I think it's important to mention, too, so we don't forget, wherever they park at each of these spots, there'll be parking available, and there'll be shuttle buses later in the day leaving Redmond so they can get back to their cars. They might not want to walk 2.7 miles again. After
in
they've
reverse.
played basketball
Absolutely.
and done a
Understand.
climbing wall and volleyball, so we'll drive them
We
back
are
this time.
considerate of rest as well as activity, that's for sure.
So we're talking a little bit about who's involved. So you had mentioned the school districts, and we also have Holy Family School.
Holy Family, absolutely.
And we
First
have
United.
First United.
First United Methodist is also involved. The Village of Bensenville, of course, we have plenty of team members right here in front of you, as well as more who are off camera. Excuse me. Bensenville Park District, you know, it's a good chance for them being the starting point, bringing out some volunteers both within the walk as well as at the park. And you know, like I said, the elementary, the school district 2 within Bensenville, Fenton High School has some folks coming over. Elmhurst district has some folks coming over to the school district as well. So it's a lot of people within the area. It's not just Bensenville folk. And the idea is to have it involved here with the majority of us involved with the village, but it's of course open to people beyond the village limits that are interested to come.
Okay. So we're going to take a short commercial break, and then when we come back we can talk more about the activities and what we will be having happen at Redmond, as well as a little bit more about the Be Well initiative. Thanks for joining us, and please stay tuned for the second half of the show.
Hi, I'm Village President Frank Soto. Many residents have contacted Village Hall, our administrators, and our Public Works Director, Joseph Karachi, regarding questions and concerns about the grade cross separation at Irving Park Road and York Road. The video is intended to show you some of the timelines that are involved. But once this project is complete, it is an incredible benefit for the residents of Bensenville. It will alleviate the delays that are caused by the intersection, and also will improve overall traffic flow and accessibility to Irving Park Road through Bensenville.
The York and Irving Park intersection is one of the most congested intersections in all of the Chicagoland area. We are working diligently with the Illinois Department of Transportation to try to correct this problem. Working with IDOT, we have come up with a $64 million project to try to improve businesses and our residents' flow of traffic through the area. As I mentioned, 2012 was the completion of the first bridge. We're looking at 2014 being the completion of the second bridge. After that, we'll have an intersection improvement project for the entire intersection with wider lanes, wider cross sections, safer traffic movements. This is all part of a plan that hopefully will start on the intersection improvements in 2014 with a completion sometime in the early to mid part of 2015. We are looking at this project as being a major impact on our businesses, on our traffic flow, and on the village of Bensenville in general. If you have any questions, please feel free to call the Public Works Department at 630-350-3435. Thank you.
The Water's Edge Aquatic Center is conveniently located in the Redmond Recreational Complex in Bensenville. The Water's Edge is home of Fenton High School and Wahoo swim teams, featuring an indoor 8-lane lap pool and diving well. The Aquatic Center is available for private functions and parties. Learn to swim, stay in shape, or enjoy recreational swimming year-round at the Water's Edge Aquatic Center.
The Bensenville Community Library, serving a community of readers. Whether you're old or young, a lover of words, music, or computers, the library has something for you. Check out our new Kindles, toddler jams, story and movie nights, or a variety of other activities offered. For more information, call us at 630-766-4642 or check out our schedule on the web at benlib.org. The Bensenville Community Library, celebrating 50 years of library service.
Is one of Chicagoland's premier ice skating facilities. The Edge is home to the Chicago Steel and Robert Morris Eagles, featuring 3 sheets of NHL regulation size ice, offering skate programs for hockey players, figure skaters, and recreational skaters of all ages. The Edge is also available for private functions and parties accommodating from 10 to 200. Whether you're a novice or an Olympian, experience the spectacular Edge Ice Arena.
Staying connected is important, and at the Village of Bensenville, it has never been easier to keep up to date with what's happening in our community. On your phone, PDA, PC, laptop, or tablet, the Village of Bensenville website offers easy integration, so you'll stay connected at home, in the office, or on the road. To follow us on Facebook, simply go to the Bensenville homepage and click on the Facebook icon in the lower left-hand corner. This will take you to the Bensenville Facebook fan page. Once there, click the like button to add us to your newsfeed and receive regular updates from around town. To follow us on Twitter, simply go to the Bensenville homepage and click on the Twitter icon in the lower left-hand corner. This will take you to the Bensenville Twitter page. Once there, click the follow button to add us to your Twitter feed and receive regular community updates. To receive email and cell phone notifications, click on the Notify Me button. This will take you to the Notify Me dashboard. Once there, simply add your email address and/or cell phone number at the top of the page, and then select which service you would like to receive updates from. The most common update section is in the Newsflash Bensenville News. Click on the envelope icon for email alerts and on the phone icon for phone alerts. You can choose one, the other, or both. To watch our public access cable show or board meetings, simply click on the Bensenville Web TV button on the lower left sidebar menu of the homepage. This will take you to our streaming center, where you can play current and past Bensenville cable TV shows and board meetings. To pay your Bensenville utility bill online, just click the Online Payments button and then follow the instructions provided on our secure payment site. If you have any problem, concern, or question to tell the village, then click on the Bensenville Action Hotline button. This will take you to the Action Line dashboard, where you can explain your issue and receive a response within 48 hours once you have clicked the Submit button at the bottom of the page. Staying connected is important, and at the Village of Bensenville, it has never been easier to keep up to date with what's happening in our community. On your phone, PDA, PC, laptop, or tablet, the Village of Bensenville website offers easy integration, so you'll stay connected wherever you are.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Bensenville. Again, I'm Joelle Ritter, Village Trustee, as well as President of the Bensenville Youth Coalition. Tonight we're here to talk about our Be Well Bensenville Walkathon and Family Fest, which is being hosted and run by the Youth Coalition. And joining us, we have with us Bob Flood, who is from the Special Events and Hospitality Manager of Bensenville, as well as Jill Rodriguez, our Library Director. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
As I mentioned earlier in the show, there's a lot of people on the Youth Coalition. They've all been working very hard, and Jill and Bob have been very happy to join me this evening to help share the information and get everybody involved in Be Well Bensenville. So the event is actually called Be Well Bensenville Walkathon and Family Fest. We talked earlier in the show about our walkathon. We have a map for that. Let's talk a little bit more about what's going to actually be happening at Redmond Park, which is where the end of the walkathon is. But that being said, before you do that, people don't have to participate in the walkathon to come to the Family Fest portion at Redmond, correct?
That's correct.
And what time do we think that will be starting at approximately?
You know, we're thinking about 11 o'clock. The walkathon will make its way across town. Obviously, we'll stop at different spots to pick up more people, but Jill was kind enough to walk the route and timed it out nicely. So we figured it'll be about an hour from start to finish. So around 11 o'clock, give or take a minute or two, we'll probably be arriving at Redmond, and then we're providing, you know, a free lunch for folks who show up. You can get a little snack either immediately or possibly after doing some activities, and then just kind of spend a couple hours down there enjoying what Redmond Park has to offer.
Okay, so you said we're providing free lunch. I'm going to assume that we're not providing pizza and French fries.
No,
So
no.
let's be a little clearer on what we're talking about when we're saying free lunch. And the healthy aspect?
Well, we've been very fortunate to have the school district has provided and volunteered some healthy food choices. We're going to have some turkey hot dogs. We're going to have some veggie burgers, baked chips. Edmar was kind enough to donate some fresh fruit to us as well. And we're still accepting more donations from some other groups. So the idea is, yes, that you can have healthy, hot dogs are one of my favorite foods my whole life. And you can eat a hot dog in a healthy fashion on a 9-grain bun as opposed to a white bun. And it doesn't waste much in the flavor or enjoyment department.
Okay. And then, so if I'm not going to be in the walkathon and I walk up, I mean, obviously the first thing I'm going to do is go to the food, because that's what I do. I'll get something to eat, and then what other activities will be available that I might want to participate in?
Redmond Park offers a bunch of facilities. Obviously, there's baseball fields, soccer fields, hockey. So at this point, we're talking about some basketball, some beach volleyball on those fields, or courts, excuse me. The hockey programs at the Edge have volunteered to send out some folks to do a shoot the puck contest on the roller court over by the John Street facility. The swimming and the ice will be available for open swim and skate between 12 and 4. So there will be options for people to go out just to break a sweat, maybe not on the ice skates, but enjoy themselves, get the heart rate going. We're going to do some relay races on the softball field between parents and children, hand out some certificates of achievement for winners, and we're still expanding. We're going to have blood pressure testing. We're going to have pamphlets that have information about healthy food apps you can have on your phone, calorie counting, things like that. The idea, the climbing wall, as Jill mentioned, of course, is a tremendous workout. So the idea is to get people not just to listen to what we have to say, to partake and kind of, if it's their first time, enjoy just how much fun it can be.
And I think I'm hoping that some people will come if they don't walk in the walkathon. Lots of people I know bike to Redmond Park, and so we'll encourage them. We know the walking path is a mile. We'll encourage people to say, try it. Maybe you've never thought about this as a place to come as a family. You can, I see people all the time out there. One family member's jogging, one's walking. I'm the walker. My daughter jogs. But, you see people biking, you see people with their dogs. So it's a great walking path, and I think lots of people don't know about it. So we're hoping to draw some people out. It's free. It's open all the time. Lots of people use it in the winter. So I think it'll be really great exposure for some of the things that go on out at Redmond that people don't know about.
It really is a beautiful facility.
So we've talked about Redmond and what it's going to have to offer. And we know the Park District's coming. They're obviously going to have people out there that are going to be talking about the different activities that they have available and what they offer for any of our residents and what they would like to do. But Jill, when we were talking earlier in our meeting, we talked about the fact that there's a way to involve some of our adult mentors that we would have in the village that we could use. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of your ideas in terms of talking to some of our coaches from our Little League or the grade schools and high schools, and how we are going to involve them.
So we're inviting people for this wonderful volunteer opportunity. We're trying to get our coaches through BBA, through our soccer league, through the high school and the middle school, and also the parochial schools to come and sort of, do pickup volleyball, pickup basketball games, kind of organize that. We talked about Frisbees. We're going to have Frisbees available for people to do jump rope. There's a fabulous Bensenville Community Foundation mini grant that was just given to one of the elementary schools to start a jump rope program. And again, that's something that for a few dollars, you can jump rope and be fitness. So we hope to get our adult volunteers out there to kind of demo some of these things and also then promote their own programs and services that they offer. So, we know BBA organizes, all kinds of athletics, and it's great for younger kids to see the high school and the middle school coaches out there, because then they aspire to want to be on their teams when they get a little older. So we're looking for volunteers, and they can check in at the Village Hall and email Bob
They can
Flood.
absolutely contact me.
And we're hoping that we'll get some high school students. They like to do their community service hours, and they'd much rather be outside playing Frisbee with some 8-year-olds than some of the other opportunities. So we're hoping that we see a whole array of folks out there today, that day. It's a lot of, we need a lot of help as well.
We're talking September 13th. The Walkathon is going to be starting at, I'm going to throw that to you, Jill.
Tiny Tot School in the Deer Grove Leisure Center parking lot.
If you don't do the walkathon, you can come to Redmond Park at approximately,
Approximately 11 a.m.
okay. There will be healthy food out there, a lot of activities out there. We have a lot of sponsors. You want to share who some of our sponsors are to date, Jill?
Well, Bob mentioned the school district, and Sodexo is their partner. That's their provider. I know Edmar has committed to things. McDonald's and Jimenez, some of our local.
The Bensenville Community Foundation's
The
been
Community
great.
Foundation sponsoring. We're looking for some of the other grocery stores in the area to help us out with food donations, and then all the taxing bodies putting time and effort into the volunteer corps and planning the event. And certainly the Village of Bensenville Community Youth Services Coalition for spearheading the idea.
So that being said, there's more information on our website at www.bensenville.il.us. You can just go to the flyer there that will say Be Well. It will have a map there that will show the progressive walkathon as well as the times. And if you think you might want to volunteer or sponsor any of our events, please contact Bob Flood at
630-594-1134. You can reach me there.
Okay. We hope to see you all out there. This can be a great event. It's a great way to pull everybody together in Bensenville and make us a healthier, healthier Bensenville. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you next week on Spotlight on Bensenville. Have a great night, everybody.